store, what do we need? We need an incredible GeniusVac vacuum sealer. That's what we're offering today. Look at our price. It is $20 off. It is on FlexPay of only $13.32. You're gonna get the countertop sealer. Look at this. Hardly takes up any space. You're gonna get 2 rolls of the bags, and you can make the bags as big or as small as you like, and you use them over and over. We're gonna give you 2 rolls of the bags. If you wanna buy backup bags, I have those as well. But you can buy in bulk. You can put stuff in the freezer. Nobody likes freezer burn. All right, nobody wants their fish to have this little brown stuff on it, or their meat, or their veggies, right? You don't want bugs and things to get in your food. This is a absolute genius solution. And here's the absolute genius that brings it to us. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
I wonder how many millions of dollars you are saving people. No, think about it.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
With your green bags and green boxes first. And now a way, because we know that there's a reason that people vacuum seal stuff.
Absolutely, and there's a reason that actually food comes vacuum sealed, certain foods come vacuum sealed. It's because it keeps out the air and it stops the oxidation. And face it, there's so many things that we can freeze that we don't freeze now.
Right.
I'm gonna show you how to freeze them, why you wanna freeze them, and why you wanna do it in this. This is the Debbie Meyer GeniusVac. Look how tiny this is. This fits, I actually keep it in my drawer, open the drawer, put it on the countertop because it's got suction cups.
It's like a thing of foil.
Like
it's
that.
Smaller than that.
It looks exactly like a box of foil.
Yeah.
And then you plug it in, put it back in the drawer, and it's done. But that's how small it is. It has the heating elements, it's got push buttons. I'll show you, it's so simple. I think this is the simplest thing to use. You just push it down on the countertop like that, and it stays
got little suction cups under there. Okay.
You're also gonna get rolls of bags. So now you can make bags any length you want. This is we call it a quart size because of how wide it is. There's also a larger size, which is the gallon size. And I'm gonna pick this up and show you that, look how wide that is. But you can make them any length you want. And I'm gonna demonstrate everything to you, but I wanna talk to you about the real science of food. You know me as the science girl. I keep your stuff fresh in the fridge, fresh on the countertop. Now it's fresh in the freezer. Because what do we do when we buy steak and we throw it in the freezer? You pull it back out and what do you got? See that permafrost?
That's awful.
That is not just frozen steak. What happens with freezer burn, there's a scientific difference between the meat that isn't freezer burn and freezer burn. Freezer burn is the drawing of the moisture out of the protein, essentially, and freezing it on top. The moisture never goes back in. Never. Because that's not living material, like your hands. Think chapped hands. In the wintertime, they get chapped. You put on moisturizer.
It's like dead skin.
Exactly. It's, well,
yeah.
you
but I mean,
went there.
That's what it looks like, yeah.
So it never becomes good again. You cannot rehydrate it. You cannot do anything to save it. How do you stop it in the first place? By vacuum sealing it in my Debbie Meyer GeniusVac. That steak is the same age.
Look at that.
But now, what I'm going to do, because the studio is warmer than the
condensation.
the food here.
It's got a little condensation on the outside, but it's not on the inside. It's on the outside.
It's on the outside.
Yeah.
You can see I can wipe that away. This I cannot wipe away. So there's the difference. That's a lot of money thrown away. Same thing, you talked about fish. Look at this whole piece of salmon. I have to do the same thing because of the condensation. That whole piece of fish, look at the size bag I made. Instead of doing this, look at the ice in there. When you go to the grocery store and you see anything that has ice in it, like these bags of chicken, I went to the store yesterday and I looked at chicken wings. There was more ice in the bag than there were chicken wings. Yeah. If you see that, do not buy it because that means that meat has already been damaged.
I've seen it a lot with bags of frozen shrimp here in Florida, right? You look inside and the shrimp are coated in snow. Don't buy that.
Don't do that. Buy fresh and do it yourself. Now I'm just going to show you how to make the bag itself. In the extra bags that you buy, it actually comes in a box that has its own cutter. So it's not a sharp cutter, but it's just a cutter so you can
so you get, and they stay right in there, you take what you need. Oh, I love that. Okay.
So you cut out the size bag you need, and all you do is this, and I need you to watch here. See this little clip right there? You just slide that under the clip and adjust on the black part because that's the heat sealer, right there. Close it, it says push to seal. It's done. Start the bag. You can walk away and do something else in the meantime because it's going to go red when it's finished sealing.
And there was nothing in that, so it did it very quickly.
So then it's going to go green. It's done. Now, every time you push this button, because every time this machine is closed, it's forming a vacuum, even though there's nothing there. So this button releases the vacuum. You push those again. I have a sealed bag. See
Look
the
at
bottom?
that.
Right there.
Wow.
So now I've got a bag that's ready to be sealed with anything I want. So let's talk about power. Because this demonstration, I think it's silly, but it shows you the power.
It's very effective.
So now here is a can. I'm going to crush it for you. The open end now goes, and you see this cavity right here, the white cavity, my finger's in it?
Mm-hmm.
The bag simply goes, as long as it's over that cavity,
Then you're good.
Then you're good, because that means the vacuum is going to start sealing. Again, push close, start it, wait for the red light to come on, and watch it, as we're doing it, boom, boom, boom. It's crushing as we speak. There are all kinds of things that can be frozen. So you have long-term, see it turn green again?
Mm-hmm.
Release the vacuum. You can actually hear it go whoosh. Open it.
Completely sealed.
Done. And it's a crushed can. And it would continue crushing. I just wanted to let go because we have better things to do with this machine. We do. So let's talk about things that are very expensive again. Meat. All right? You want to buy fresh. You talked about the shrimp? Buy fresh. Buy fresh, fresh, fresh. Portion control it. Open it up. All you do is make your own bags. If my husband wants a steak and I want chicken, that's fine because I do them in individual portion control so that I can actually do that separately. So there's my steak.
Over the edge. Here we go. Push.
Over the edge. I said eggs.
That's okay. You can do eggs too if you want. Crush them. Hard-boiled eggs.
Maybe. Okay, so watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's already sealing the bag. I release the vacuum, open this up, and I have got a vacuum sealed steak.
Can you see the profile of that, how all the air is gone out of there? Look at that.
So I can prevent freezer burn on things like all these proteins, whether it's meat, it's fish, it's chicken, it's those hot dogs. We buy a lot of hot dogs with grandchildren.
They're cheaper that way.
So this way, I can actually have enough for the entire weekend in my freezer, put away, and all I did was this. Whoops, I didn't have, Debbie, come on. Boom. I'm doing it backwards and upside down on TV, so it'll be a little easier for you to face the thing. All the air is being pulled out of there immediately as we speak. When you are serious about your food dollar, when you're serious about not wanting wanting to save money, stop throwing away food that you've purchased and made a big investment in, this is the way you do it. Watch that. 1, 2, 3. See it's sliding together? It's going to start sealing the bag in a second, and that's all you do. You can freeze things like nuts, beans, pasta. I will not pay somebody to actually cut a piece of cheese for me. I buy cheese in a big piece. I actually cut it up before I freeze it so that I can pull this out. I know that's enough for a meal.
Yeah.
I can pull that out.
You can portion it all out what you need.
So all you do is
cheese gets dry. That's what cheese, you know your cheese, the corners,
and it
gets kind of nasty.
I don't actually like having to reopen and reseal things that I'm going to use all the time. So I consider this one for your longer term storage. When you're going to put this in the freezer and keep it frozen so that it's ready when you're ready for it, this is a separate way to go. My Debbie Meyer GeniusVac handheld has zip style bags.
Yeah.
So that's for more everyday stuff that you can actually access easily.
But a lot of the stuff that we're sealing here, you'll see you buy in bulk and you want to save. It's like when you buy chicken breasts and for 8 of them, they're half the price than to buy 2 of them.
Right. Now, there is a reason.
Or 4 of them. So that's why you do it. When you order today, remember, we're going to give you 2 bags, rolls of bags to get started. You can make them as long or as short as you want. You get a wider set of bags and then a little bit smaller depending on what it is you're freezing. We have extras available. When you order the extra, you're going to get 2 rolls of each. I'll open this up.
And they're bigger rolls.
There it is. They're bigger rolls than the one that you get. And then these you just cut as you pull them out. They have a little slide cutter on top, which is safe, so no exposed blades. You're going to get a 2-pack of either or both of those to go along with it as well. So that's a great deal, just because you're going to use them.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, there's so much stuff that's free. Everything is actually sealed up in my freezer so that I can reach it. First of all, I can see it. Second of all, you can store things like this.
Yeah.
They take up much less space and you can use your freezer more fully. So again, why do they vacuum seal certain, let's do that. Vacuum seal certain things? Because of this has volatile oils. Coffee will go stale immediately.
Yep.
So why is it vacuum sealed? Because they want to make sure the air doesn't get to it. Let's show you what happens when you take it out. When you take it out, it becomes soft pile of coffee.
Yeah.
I put it back in the same kind of vacuum seal. I can put that in my freezer. Here's coffee beans. A lot of people buy coffee beans because they want to roast it, or they want to grind.
I have a grinder, so I buy whole beans, just like that.
You want whole beans? Well, whole beans will go stale fast as well. So you keep the air out of them, put them in the freezer, and they're ready for you.
You know what's so funny too is, and a lot of people out there who buy in the clubs get it, but some people still will buy smaller portions just because they don't want to have waste.
Yeah.
Do you realize how much money you save when you buy the bulk sizes? It's ridiculous. I mean, it was just me and Danny. Now he's at college, but I still buy my coffee in the big bag because I'm like, it's like half the price.
Exactly.
But you gotta have a way to seal it, and that's what Debbie is giving you today. Anything that you would put in the freezer, a lot of things that you would have in your cupboards, cabinets, like bulk rice or things, right?
But you know what? So much of this stuff I actually put in the freezer.
Yeah.
First of all, your freezer works more efficiently when it's full. Second of all, why not utilize this technology, which is removing the air. This is pulling a real vacuum. They won't let you buy just a couple of these little tortillas. You have to buy the big package.
Trust me.
So I keep out what I need. I freeze the rest. Whether it's little pizzas, here's my brown sugar, the extra, because I don't need all of this out at the same time. Here's pasta. I keep rice, beans. I'm going to move over here with you.
And by the way, if anybody that freezes things like from their garden, it's wonderful to be able to do tomatoes or corn, even herbs. Herbs are amazing when you take the air out. They keep their bright, beautiful color.
However, you know what? If you're going to use herbs, if you're going to have them fresh, you want them fresh. You don't want them vacuum sealed. So keep those in my green bag, my green boxes. And when you want to put something away for future, do it like this and remove the air.
Look at this.
I actually
cold cuts.
I freeze my cold cuts. I freeze because I buy it when it's on sale. I take out what I need. I put that in my refrigerator in one of my bags or boxes, and then I freeze the rest. There's so much you can freeze. You can freeze fruit. You can freeze cheese. You can freeze nuts. You can freeze cold cuts, you can freeze bacon. This is one of the biggest things that people tell me they love being able to freeze. I'm wiping off the condensation again. They want to be able to freeze their bacon. This is how you do it. Do not do it if there is air. Just heat sealing a bag does not change what happens in the freezer.
You know what I love about it? I love the size of this. You know, most of the vacuum sealers on the market are these industrial giant things, which are way more than you need. That's about the size of a roll of foil. If you want it today, it's $20 off our price, okay? It's feature price today. So to get it out there and get some reviews, we put it at $20 off. It's only $13.32.
This is so easy.
You know what? I would be excited. There are so many things I would freeze. So many things.
You know, we were very fortunate. Some people weren't as fortunate, but what I do to prepare for the hurricane season, and in fact, what we did was we sealed up all of our photographs, all of our important papers, and we were able to store them like this in one box.
I got flooded out once and lost so many pictures about 20 years ago.
That's it.
It was terrible.
Here's something also very interesting. I don't wear silver jewelry a lot, but when I pull it out, it's tarnished. Now I actually vacuum seal it. That jewelry has been in here over 6 months. Not a sign of tarnish. You could do the same thing with your flatware. If you only use it once a year, maybe for holidays.
Sure, why not?
Put a little piece of tissue paper around the sharp points and then vacuum seal it. Again, here's the meat. Look at what you do. That trough down there in the middle, all you do is put the edge of the bag over the trough because you can actually see the vacuum puller right there. So this goes like this. When you are serious about saving money, about extending the life of your produce, your baked goods, your fish, your meats, all your proteins, and you want to freeze because you have one of those deep freezers and you want to fill it up, this is the way you do it. It's simple, it's easy. I spend a few minutes, every time I go to the grocery store, I come home with stuff and I spend a few minutes just doing this because I know what it's going to save me. The light will turn red when it is heat sealing, it's finished vacuuming. When it turns green again, you push the center, Push
And
that,
pull it out,
and
and you're
look
good to go.
at that beautiful
So
seal.
this will pay for itself very quickly in the amount of money that you'll save on things you would wind up throwing away. Seal your bags, seal anything that you need, and
Here's-
keep the air out.
We
Bulk
have-
items.
We have a go kit with all of our
Love it. 657-809 is your item number if you would like that. We got to move on. Debbie, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great job.
Enjoy.
Get this while you can. Hey, coming up in just a bit,